How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Sick Eric Tech. Today we're going to be talking about why the hell do people still love the LG V60. It is a fan favorite amongst a lot of people. They still love the LG V60. Every single comparison that I put this phone up against, whether it's the new Galaxy S22 Ultra or any other device, people still choose the V60. Why is that? This is an older phone, not that much older, a couple years older. The specs aren't really all here. There's a lot of questionable things about this, but people still love it. And I'm going to tell you why and go over some of the stuff on why people still find this phone to be one of the most perfect phones, or close to perfect phones, that a lot of people still love. So going on over, if you're new here, welcome to Sick Eric Tech. Consider subscribing and doing all that other stuff. So the LG V60, definitely an older phone, came out at about February of 2020. So it is 2 years old, but still, it's still kicking. And look at this. Why do people love this? Look at the bezels on this phone. Pretty thick bezels here. I don't know if I could go anywhere and show you guys the bezels, but pretty thick bezels on the LG V60. And what is that? You get a notch? Really? That is a notch from several years ago. There was no high refresh rate on here. You know, this is a regular 60 hertz panel with huge bezels, noticeable chin at the bottom, and a notch on there. But you know what? This is a fantastic display, coming in at 1080, and it's only a 1080p display with a resolution of 1080 by 2460, 395 pixels per inch, guys. Really? The specs just on the paper aren't there, but you know what? This is a fantastic display. Really good panel on here. The colors are nice. This display does get bright enough for outdoor use. It's just a really good panel. So all that other stuff doesn't really matter when it comes down to, you know, the raw specs of a smartphone, whether it has a high refresh rate or not, whether it is a QHD 1440 display or just a regular 1080p display. It is a nice POLED panel. Supports HDR10 plus, gets bright enough. That's all that people care about, is the look of the display. It doesn't matter to some people whether it's high refresh rate or not, but it's still a fantastic display. Covered in Corning Gorilla Glass 5, so it's still durable enough. The phone, as far as design goes, this phone does look pretty dated. It looks like a Galaxy S10 from back in the day. Smartphones do not look like this anymore. Gorilla Glass 5 on the back, but you do get that MIL STD810G compliance. You do get IP68 water and dust resistance, and let's face it, guys, this phone is built like a tank. This is a nice and beefy phone, and it's very durable, and that's what people care about. That's what we're talking about here, is durability. This phone still looks great for its age. It's held up just fine. Sure, there's a lot of scuffs on the frame or anything, but this thing is built to withstand a lot. This thing is supposed to be durable and to last you quite some time. Most phones nowadays are so delicate. All these foldable phones, they are so delicate. The screen ends up breaking and the phone's not even a year old. You gotta baby these phones. With the LG V60, you don't have to baby this. This thing will last. It's durable. You could throw this at somebody and kill them, and the phone will still be kicking. So as far as that goes, durability is great. The design, while it may be dated, still a fantastic design. It feels good in the hand. It is large, but it still feels really nice with those little curved chamfered edges on the back. Fingerprint sensor, not anything fancy. It's not an ultrasonic fingerprint sensor. It's your basic optical fingerprint sensor, and it does the job just fine. A lot of people say it might be slower, but you know what? It's quicker than the Pixel 6. That's for damn sure. And it's still reliable and still gets the job done. No, there's no Face ID on here. That sucks, yes, but you still get that fingerprint sensor and of course your PIN. So you could live without it. Is it annoying? Yes, I wish LG had put face unlock on their devices, but for some reason they did not. But you know what? That is quite alright. You get a fast, reliable fingerprint sensor. Going on over to the performance of this. This has the Snapdragon 865 processor, okay? Yes, this is a couple generations old. Snapdragon 8 Gen 1 processors on here, no 8 Gen 1 Plus on here, no Snapdragon 888. This is a Snapdragon 865. And you know what? This may not be the newest and latest and the greatest from Qualcomm, but this chipset ain't gonna overheat like all those other chipsets. All these newer chipsets on all these newer devices that I got have overheating issues. Not the LG V60. This thing is a champ. You could go outside, record video in the heat, it's still going to do it. It's still going to record. You could edit videos. This phone is still powerful enough for all of that stuff, and it's still going to handle everything just fine. And it's still going to handle all your performance and your gaming really well. Is this the fastest phone in the world with 8 gigabytes of RAM? No, it's not. This phone doesn't have 16 gigabytes of RAM or 12 gigabytes of RAM. It's only got 8. But you know what? That is good enough for most users. You can still do a lot on this phone. This phone is still pretty snappy for what it is. It still has performance. You know, it still can record. You can still edit videos on here. You can still play games. This phone is definitely fast enough for the average user, and it's definitely going to get the job done. And now this phone has Android 12. Is it the latest security patch? No, it's not. This phone is a couple months behind on that security patch, but at least it's still got Android 12. Yes, Android 13 is about to be released sometime soon, so hopefully this phone isn't too late in getting Android 13, but still, you got Android 12. LG is still supporting their devices at the best that they can. So is it the latest? Is it the greatest? No, it's not. Is it this month's security patch? No, it's not. But it's still getting the job done, and it's still kicking with Android 12. So that is fantastic. So going on over to the cameras on here, you don't get 5 cameras on here. You don't get, 5 rear-facing cameras and a, high quality telephoto lens. There's none of that stuff is here on the LG V60. Yes, that sucks, but you only get 2 cameras pretty much on the back, including that time of flight sensor. You know what? These cameras are fantastic. A lot of people prefer every single picture taken on the LG V60 compared to any other phone that I put it up against. These cameras are just fantastic on the LG V60. You could record all the way up to 8K on the rear, all the way up to 4K 60 on the front. A lot of smartphones nowadays, you could only do 1080p 30 frames per second. That's it. Does this phone have the greatest sensors on it? Does it have all of these telephotos and macro lenses and ultra wides and periscopic? No, it does not. But these 2 cameras on the back are really good. They take really good ultra wide shots, main shots, night shots, everything these cameras can do, and they do them just fine. They do them really good. The color reproduction on here on these cameras are really good. These cameras are fantastic. A lot of people love the cameras on the LG V60, and that is why people still love this phone, because it's reliable and everything about it. It's not going to let you down. Front-facing camera, 10 megapixel, like I said, records all the way up to 4K. Fantastic on this phone. Bluetooth 5.1, so it's not the latest Bluetooth 5.2, 5.3, or whatever they're coming up with, but still fantastic and reliable. Yes, I may have some issues with my Bluetooth on my device, but that might be my device. The signal isn't that strong. Like I said, it could be just my device. Battery life on here, 5,000 milliamp hour battery, so that's fantastic. Does this have 65 watt charging or 125 watt charging? No, it's only got 25 watt charging, but still, this battery lasts longer than my Galaxy S22 Ultra. Like, seriously, battery life on here, great. You know why? Because you don't have that high refresh rate display on there draining your battery, so it's pretty basic, and the battery life on here, definitely all day battery life. Stereo speakers on here, fantastic. Really good stereo speakers. You get LG 3D surround sound. You even get a headphone jack with LG's legendary quad DAC. All of these smartphones do not have headphone jacks anymore, and the audio on them, yes, they sound good through Bluetooth and all. You can't hook up anything to that audio jack because they don't have it. And with this quad DAC, audio on here is going to be fine. If you still have headphones, if you're still old school and listen to music with wired headphones, this phone is going to be it for you. So yeah, this phone may not have the latest and greatest specs. It may not have a whole bunch of cameras in the back. The bezels are really thick. You get a freaking notch on here, but this phone is reliable, which is why I guess people still love it. People are holding on to their LGs. They're not getting rid of them. You could buy an LG V60 for under $300 used, maybe even new, and it is a fantastic buy. If you don't want to spend $1,200 on a smartphone, go with an LG V60, either used or normal, and a lot of people are still happy with this. You get everything you need with this smartphone. You get water resistance, you get headphone jacks, you get a nice display, you get fantastic cameras, long battery life, an excellent premium build. You get everything on here. Android 12, 128 gigabytes of storage with a micro SD card support. I forgot to mention that. Expandable storage. Most phones nowadays do not come with expandable storage. You get 8 gigabytes of RAM, large battery, excellent cameras, a huge, beautiful display. You cannot go wrong, and this is why people still love the LG V60 to this day. People aren't getting rid of it. Everything, people stand by the LG V60 and they just think that it's a godsend. I don't know what it is. I've been trying to figure it out. Why do people still love the LG V60? And I guess that's it right there. It's a reliable phone. It's a cheaper phone. It's nicely built. It does everything you need it to do. There aren't very many compromises on here, as far as, a lot of people don't consider a high refresh rate or a low refresh rate a compromise. Some people don't even know what a refresh rate is. So LG V60, why people still love it? I guess that's why. It's a reliable phone. It's a nice looking phone. It gets the job done. And that's pretty much it, guys. I just wanted to go over of why the hell do people still love this phone, and I guess that's why. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. Subscribe, like, and share, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.